Welcome, everyone, to the Simply Subjective podcast and live show. We are live on TikTok every Thursday at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. I'm your host, Abby, and this is my co-host, Rado.
Welcome. Glad to have you guys here, and thanks for being here with us. We do answer questions from our audience at the end of the podcast. So if you would like to submit a question for us to answer, you can email us at simplysubjectivepodcast@gmail.com, or you can DM us on our Instagram at simplysubjective. On today's episode, we're going to talk about my birthday on New Year's Eve and a crazy guest appearance from my deceased father. Bones comes up with a game plan to get a double serving of breakfast while in Phoenix, and we learn that Abby definitely will not appear on any survival shows at any time soon, and so much more. So let's get into it.
All right, let's get started, but I want to point out, do you like my shirt?
I love your shirt. Your shirt is great.
Isn't it perfect? It's the most perfect.
Did you guys catch? Isn't it? Wait, can you do a cat purr when you say it? Perfect.
Perfect.
Thank you. Yeah. Is that what you were trying to do, or am I wrong?
That's not what I was trying to do, but I must have just known because I'm a cat mom.
That's weird. That's weird.
I wish I would have just rolled with that the first time, but I didn't.
I thought that's what you were kind of doing. You were kind of purring when you were saying it.
Oh, do I just naturally purr?
Yeah, you're like, isn't that perfect? And I was like, what?
I don't think I did that, but we can say that. Let's start the catch-ups this week with your week, Rado. It was your birthday.
No, it wasn't.
Eve.
Yes, it was. It was my birthday.
You're in denial right now. He's having a hard time with his age. It's not even like a big age you turned. It's just the next one.
Well, the problem is now that like I'm on that other side of 35 and like almost the 40 at 38, it's the 40 that's like creeping up on me. And next year I'm going to be like sweating bullets and be like, dang, the big 4-0.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you still have 2 more years for that.
Yeah. I feel like the 30s are kind of like either not the 20s because you're not like a kid really anymore, but you're like, okay, you should have like some stuff going for you. Like you're an adult, like figure stuff out. I think once you hit 40, like I feel like that's a big transition of like how maybe I'm going to view myself. I'm gonna be like, dang, I still kind of felt young this. And at 40, I'm like, that's like the adult. Like I am the adult now. I'm the old guy. 40.
That's not gonna be that bad. I feel like turning 30 and turning 40 are just the same thing.
I do not. I disagree. 30, I felt way young. 8 years later, like, get me some freaking surgeries on my knees, like my shoulders.
Oh my God. It's not that bad, Rado. You're 38.
I'm gonna call Tom Brady and ask him what he's doing to stay young. I know he doesn't eat tomatoes.
Stupid.
Anyways,
you know that?
Yeah, he doesn't eat tomatoes because it causes inflammation in your body.
Yeah. That's interesting. It's a very fun fact to know about him.
Well, I don't know what I was watching, but they were like, yeah, Tom Brady doesn't eat tomatoes ever because it causes inflammation. And so I try not to eat tomatoes all the time. But I love salsa.
Okay.
So.
Oh, I mean, yeah. All the good things have tomatoes.
Exactly.
So.
But yes, I did celebrate my birthday, which is on New Year's Eve. It is the best birthday I think anybody can have.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, think of it, when you're a kid, it sucks, but logically, like, people were asking me, like, what am I going to do? This, that. I didn't make any plans. And then, like, by about, like, the 27th or 28th, people started being like, yo, what are you doing for New Year's Eve? We're doing this. Come over. Never got to plan my birthday, ever. There's always a party.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it.
And if I want to go, I can go. And if I don't, then I don't have to.
I was gonna say New Year's Eve is always so like it's almost like you can't do anything for your birthday because there's so much like other things happening. It's always packed, like places are closed. So I was thinking it might not be.
No, because it
I don't
depends.
know.
But you can do whatever you want, really. Like if I wanted to go
That's true.
to a
You could
big
just.
party, I could. But there's a lot of restaurants that do like a very formal, like nice evening for like dinner,
Hmm.
and then people usually will go out to like a bar or something. But I've done a lot of New
That's
Year's Eves like
true.
that. Yeah,
You know that everyone will always be down to do something at least then.
yeah. And if I want to stay home, I can. And so it's just one of those things that like it's never like, man, what are we gonna do? You know, if people are like going out, like they're going out. Like it's gonna be a badass New Year's Eve party. There's bars that are really celebrating. There's like nice venues, like there's black and white venues that are doing really nice stuff. So you could literally go like, do you want to go to like a very nice venue and like tuxedo it up? Or do you could even go to like, I'm gonna go to the hole in the wall bar and we're gonna be in our
Hmm.
jeans and tank tops and freaking. I know it's winter, but
Tank tops.
you'd be surprised what you see in those
Why was
bars.
that your birthday New Year's Eve outfit? Was jeans and tank
No,
tops.
actually, it was really cold. This one, I definitely was like suited up for warmth, like I was on a farm.
I don't think, yeah, I don't think
Okay,
jeans and tank tops are the vibe.
yeah, no, for sure. But so pretty normal New Year's Eve, nothing crazy at all. However, the craziest. This is gonna blow everybody's mind. And so New Year's Eve, I got home. I didn't even like do anything until like crazy. So I was home at like 11:30. I went and decided to start streaming. And as I was streaming on TikTok, we went through the like the Midwest and then went to the Pacific time for their New Year's Eve. And right after that, I ended up doing only one battle. Only did one battle at the very end of my night with one person, and we were talking. And if people don't know, on TikTok, essentially when you do a battle with somebody, people will throw gifts or tap. It's something that your chat can participate in, and you can see their top three gifters of the night, who's gifting each other. And so on the battle, I ended up getting what's called sniped at the very end, and that means that somebody threw a gift to beat us at the very end. Now, I personally was like, okay, who's going to snipe me on my birthday? Like, no way somebody's going to come in on my birthday stream and snipe me. So I clicked the little bubble, and it said that the guy's name was Gene Young. That's my father's name, who has been passed away now for over 2 years. And on my birthday, on the only battle with the same name, I've never met another Gene Young in my life. And like my stomach dropped when I
That's
literally saw.
wild.
And it actually, I did. I'm not gonna lie. Like as I kept thinking about it and like how crazy it was, and I couldn't stop talking about it. And I'm like, what the hell? Like my dad's name on my birthday, the one, like the coincidences. And then it like hit me, and I like had to step off for a second and like compose myself because it was just so intense. The more and more I thought about it, so that was like the craziest thing that happened. Not just like I would say for my weekly catch up, but like this year at the very end of the year on my birthday.
That is
Crazy.
wild. That's also not a very common name.
No, not at all. It was weird. Very weird.
That's nice though. That's a nice little sign. I like that.
Yeah, they were like, "Hey, your dad's saying happy birthday to you," and I'm like, "Sure, I
There
probably
you
is."
go.
Yeah. So that was my exciting weekly catch up.
I love that weekly catch up. That's amazing. My weekly catch up isn't too crazy. We went to Phoenix to go be with family for New Year's. The craziest part of my weekend, again, not that crazy, is probably when we travel with our cats. Um, Bones decides she has a whole new sleeping schedule every time we travel. When we're at home, she's a perfect angel. She sleeps through the night. She sleeps right on top of me. She doesn't wake up until we wake up. That great. She's great. When we travel, she decides she wants to be up all night and she wants to be meowing and she wants food, and it's insane. So this weekend she had this new thing where she was waking up at like 3:30 in the morning for food, like, and she won't shut up until she gets food. And we had other people in the house. We're staying in an Airbnb, so we can't have her screaming. So we had to feed her at 3:30. Tried to push it to 4 if we could, and then she would wake up again at 6 a.m. wanting a second breakfast, and the only way to shut her up is to give her more food. So we just like she had 2 breakfasts the whole weekend. It was insane, and we're
You know
just like
what?
tired parents with our child up all night.
She knows that. She literally knows that, like, I can be as loud as I want and I'm going to be annoying
Yeah.
to everybody in here, so they're going to have to feed me.
Gloom is just like quiet and just in a ball, just like barely peeking her eyes open, like, what's going on? Like, she's just like out of it and great. Bones is like just causing
Mayhem.
a wreck in our room, just screaming. It's just chaos. So the whole weekend we were like up by 3:30 and exhausted, and that was the
No
craziest part.
wonder
But
Gloom beats her up all the time.
I mean, honestly, it makes sense
She's
when
like, you're
she's
such an
waking everyone
embarrassment.
up. She hates us so much, but yeah, that's
so
the only weekly catch up I have. Is just my child being an absolute menace.
How long does the drive take you to drive to Phoenix?
Well, we don't do that one often, but so Phoenix, it's like 7 hours, I would say.
Okay.
It's like 7.5 hours of charging and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how long it
So
takes. About between 7 and 8 hours to drive from here to Vegas. It's
oh,
like,
really?
yeah, it's like an okay drive, but it's not one I want to do often either.
Interesting. I didn't know it was that close.
Yeah, that's why it's only like a 45, 50-minute flight. It's just literally they're like up and then they're like down right into Vegas.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. We haven't done the Phoenix drive in a while. We usually
nice.
only do a Vegas drive or a Havasu drive, but
Yeah,
it was an adventure.
way better. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what?
You wanna?
I mean, did anybody complain about Bones to
No,
your face or
everyone
anything?
was nice about her. Not to my face. Everyone was very nice.
Okay.
My poor baby. She means well. She just gets hungry. And then we had to pull over we had to pull over on the side of the freeway because she had to use the bathroom. So she started letting us know in the drive. So we had to pull over and get her little litter box out, and she just, was a good girl
just
in her litter box. But
fill it up and leave it in the car, and then she goes and.
yeah, we have a travel one. It's just like this little box that has the litter in it that zips up. So we keep it all weekend. So even in like the drive and stuff, we have it like readily available. So when she needs it, we'll just take it out and unzip it for her to use.
Stink up the car.
They will never have like an accident, like a real accident. We've only had one with Bones, and we've had 2 with Bones, but we didn't have the litter box, so there was nothing we could do, and she was letting us know like she has got to go, and then she shit on the Tesla floor. So
nice.
That was the one accident. And then the other accident, we were on our way home from the vet, and then
was that when she's loopy?
I didn't have her litter box. I don't know. I didn't have her litter box, and then she was in her little bag, like her backpack carrier, and she had
in the backpack
in that as well, in the backpack, in the blanket, and all the things.
Dang.
Yeah.
Crazy. I, however, have some really amazing stories that are not about cat shit in the car, so we can.
Oh, okay. We'll move on.
I love this first story. I love community. So, a Burger King worker Was awarded a backpack, a movie ticket, Starbucks cup, after working for 27 years at Burger King. Never missed a day. That's quite a package. I mean, 27 years of service, backpack, movie ticket, and Starbucks cup.
That's insane.
That's a great,
27 years there?
yeah. That's a, I mean,
That's a
come
very
on, Burger
loyal
King.
employee.
Come on, Burger King. Come on.
Yeah,
Well,
what?
anyways, so here's the interesting story is that's what he got from Burger King. However, a GoFundMe was started for him after his 27 years, and they ended up raising $446,000 in donations.
Aw, that's nice. That makes me happy.
It's pretty awesome. So here's the background. So after he had been working at Burger King for just shy of 3 decades, Kevin Ford found that his loyalty amounted to not much more than a few party favors. He never missed a day. Well, that's even crazier. They never missed a day at work.
That's wild.
He had to have missed a day at work. I feel like
no way.
maybe he's just that guy. But yeah, so anyways, he did 27 years on the job. It went viral last summer after posting a TikTok that showed his company's recognition of the fruits of his labor. He got the movie ticket, a backpack, a Starbucks cup, a couple of pens, and a handful of candy. I love it.
That is just
it's probably the
rude.
Halloween candy, yeah, from like last October. Here's our leftover.
Oh God, that's so sad.
Yeah, but so the donations poured in through the year. But he did express his gratitude for the gift, which this I could imagine. He probably like was ecstatic, like it didn't matter. He was happy. But he was grateful for it. And then many online commenters felt that the goodie bag didn't scratch the surface of what Ford deserved. I agree.
Yeah, no shit.
His daughter, Cernya Ford, created a crowdfunding campaign on GoFundMe looking to raise just an extra $200, actually, which is even funnier. Yeah,
that's wild.
A couple $100. And that was so he could actually visit his grandchildren. And then in the bio of the campaign page, she explained that Ford was able to put all 4 of his daughters through high school and college with full health care coverage, thanks to his unionized job at Burger King. So that's actually a great benefit. But he worked so his kids could live and have everything, right? That's great.
I love this guy. He sounds like an angel.
Just as happy as can be. Thanks for the candy. Donations poured in. He took the $446,000, and then he used a lot of that money to buy a house. In it, he said that he would try to give a tour of the house without crying. That even.
Aww. That's nice.
This is where I take a shower.
We're both crying.
I know. I have a toilet. I mean, he's not homeless or anything. I don't know why I'm saying that, but he's like,
what is happening?
I just like.
Why did you make him into that person?
I think it was more like he's probably so sad he doesn't he's just showing a normal house. So what does he talk about? Like, this is my toilet that I have. I don't know.
Show his house.
Yeah, I'm sure he's
happy.
He's
proud and happy. Oh my God.
As he should be.
Continue.
Anyways, now the GoFundMe did take a large portion out of taxes. But again, he was able to allocate a lot for it. He ended up buying a home actually in Nevada for about $177,000. Where?
I'm sorry, that was how much the house was?
Yeah, where? Where can you buy any house for $177,000? He probably bought a trailer. That's all he needed. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to buy me a nice little a camper or something. That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's
I
not a lot of money.
Not know that. I'm very curious where in Nevada this house is.
Well, then because he's such an amazing guy. That's great, though. Yeah. The remaining money went towards his retirement savings and then to his daughter so she could also or save for a place for herself and her children. So once again,
That is so sweet.
yeah, I love that
I
story.
love him.
I love that everybody hooked it up. And you know what Burger King should have done? Has been like, yeah, maybe for 27 years we're kind of shitty. Maybe we'll double whatever everybody contributed and give them another
Yeah,
477,000.
Burger King should definitely step it up in this.
Yeah,
That's insane.
just saying, Burger King, if you ever watch this, hook the man up.
Mm-hmm.
27 years at Burger King, good for him.
It's absolutely nuts.
He was probably at the very first Burger King,
Probably.
right? I mean, 27 years. I don't know. Yeah, but love that story. Now I don't know. This is kind of a crazy story too that happened in L.A. So Ian Ziering, who was on 90210, he's on all the Sharknadoes. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those.
I haven't seen that, but I know him from 90210.
They are literally it's shark tornadoes. It's called Sharknado. It is. There's like 3 or 4 sequels now. He's like in 3 of them at least. Yeah,
Okay. Did not know that. Haven't seen that. Haven't heard of it.
they're ridiculous. Anyway, so the actor who was in 90210 and Sharknado, so they caught him fleeing after a biker attack on New Year's Eve in Los Angeles. Now, when I first read the headline to this, I'm like, why are you messing with bikers? I'm thinking Harleys, like, got your patches. Like, bro, you're an actor. What are you doing getting in a fight with these bikers?
You're thinking of like an actual like biker gang.
Yes, that was the first thing that popped through my head. Little did I know, it is so ridiculous. I still don't think I would have entertained the idea of trying to be tough in this moment. But let me tell you the story. So, Ian Ziering reportedly got into an altercation with several bikers during a drive in Los Angeles on Sunday, December 31st. I'm like, damn, this is stupid. Ziering 59 was seen exiting his vehicle on Hollywood Boulevard and approaching a group of people riding mini bikes. That's where I'm like, bro, you're fighting a bunch of people
Mini bikes.
on mini bikes. So luckily, Abby did show me the video. I was thinking like real mini bikes. It looks like they were on a bunch of like Groms. Somebody was on a dirt bike, but a lot of people, a lot of people that ride the Groms and the other style bikes like that, they usually all ride together. Which sucks because I know a lot of people that like love it. And then obviously from what I saw in the video, I thought they were just causing mayhem, but they were just actually beating up his car, at least.
They were full, like using their helmets and like banging on the windows with them and stuff. Like they were full on, vandalizing, and it was insane.
Yeah, it was.
It was
crazy.
violent.
Exactly. Now, according to the video that was obtained by TMZ, the one we watched, the footage showed that the actor pushing the rider off their bike before the several other bikers started assaulting. So he kind of was like out of his car. There was a pile of people. He pushed one guy, you could see him, and then the bikers kind of like were dealing with it. And then there was a couple that stayed back and they started like beating his car up and so forth. So I don't know what it expired before that. But yeah, they jacked his car up. They smashed the shit.
The craziest part is he had his 12-year-old daughter in the car and they were doing all of this.
Well, and I don't know what was happening before, but if it got to a point where they started attacking my car and my daughter was in that car, I would just suggest they stop, because at that point, that's probably when I'm going to end up like behind bars for doing something because they're doing that to my vehicle with my daughter in it. But either way, it was, I don't know if they were causing mayhem and all the other stuff. That's stupid on their part. I don't know what happened for him. He should have stayed out of it. And
I read what happened. I saw what happened was when he was driving, they were like messing with him or something,
Oh,
and I think one of them hit his car, so he pulled over to see the damage on his car, and then they all pulled over with him, and that's how it started. So he was just getting out to see what happened to his car. This is obviously all the things I read, so
oh, we'd be
that's
fighting.
why he got out, but it took a bad turn.
Yeah,
His poor daughter.
I know. Nothing's gonna. I wouldn't see anything happening to him in the altercation, but they'll probably find those people. Trust me, the technology out there, they'll be able to tell
Oh
who all
yeah.
these little riders are. But yeah, if you were doing that and you were messing with my car and my daughter's in there and you hit my car and stuff and pull over, I'm definitely fighting. I'm gonna get one or two of you guys. You know what I mean? Maybe three. It depends. But listen, you're all on mini bikes. You're not that tough. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but
get three
this,
of you.
you guys need to look up this video because it's insane. Like all the different types of bikes and all these people. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like,
Yeah, it was a little ridiculous. There were a lot of people he like posted on social media, and they were just like, "Dude, I hope you're okay. I'm proud of you for not backing down." One user wrote on Instagram, so people are saying they hope they find these people. But yeah,
yeah,
if you're messing with me, I'm taking three of you. I'm calling it now.
yeah.
Great. So, insane story that leads us to our red flag, green flags of the week. These are pretty good.
I love red flag, green flag. Okay, guys, we're doing our red flag, green flag. So, chat, chime in with what you think. These ones are good this week. I'm really excited to see what Rado has to say.
Uh-huh.
Red flag or green flag? Make sure you put your red hearts, your green hearts, all the things.
All of them.
Not having a driver's license. Ooh, I will answer first. I think that's a red flag.
Like
What do you
no
think, Rado?
context, just straight up. Like, why don't you have
I'm
your?
going to say red flag, and then I want to hear what you say, and then I'll give my context.
I mean, what if it's somebody that lives in New York and they've never had to drive anywhere?
If you live in New York or you live in other big cities I'm going to just say New York for this. You are good. You can have a green flag. But if you don't live in New York, no, that's a red flag.
It's you know what I'm gonna also like if you have an identification card, but not a driver's license, maybe gonna throw up some red flags for me right off at first. I'm gonna be wondering like you got a DUI, like like that's probably the first thing I would think of. But given the where the red
God, DUI.
that's
The way you said that.
I mean that's the first thing I would think of.
Stupid.
Like, why don't you have a driver's license? Like, you got a DUI? Like,
That's literally how you're gonna say it. You got a DUI? Like, what the?
you know how many
Okay,
people would
go on.
probably agree with me and just be thinking that, like, they got a DUI? Straight up. Now, but
Okay.
that's why the first red flag would go up. If you did, probably, I mean, that red flag is waving in my face. I know people make mistakes, but that's waving in my face. And now, if it wasn't a DUI, if it was like personal choice, something like that, obviously not. I don't think it would be a green flag for me. It's fine. You didn't do it. But if initially curiosity, red flag is going up.
Yeah, for sure. I think if you're perfectly healthy and able to drive, and you don't have a DUI, I don't know. If all the things are fine and you just don't want to drive, I think that's a red flag. Gotta have your.
When you and Alex travel, let's say, and you have to get a rental car or anything, does only one of you guys drive? Do both of you guys drive?
He drives the whole time.
Right. So is that because you don't want to or what?
Couple things. One, I don't want to. Second, though, we always take his car, so he
All right.
drives his car. If we take my car, I drive, but we don't take my car.
Right,
But
right. But I'm saying, like,
if we drive around town in my car,
Yeah.
we'll take mine. But he's always the one that drives. There's a lot of reasons why he drives. He drives really fast. He's a great driver, but he likes to drive fast, and he gets annoyed by my driving because I don't drive fast, and he is so like in my ear all the time that I'm like, I don't want to drive you if you're annoying. So he drives and we all just
So
shut up
if he
and
didn't have a
everything's fine.
license, that would be detrimental to your relationship, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah, but there's no world where he wouldn't have a
I'm just
license.
saying, like,
But yeah.
I don't see you then dating anybody that doesn't have a license.
You know what's funny though is like in growing up and when I like first got my license, and I've always been the friend that drives. So I always am used to driving and got my license as soon as I could. But with him, he's the better driver and
I mean,
we just
we won't get
go
into
with
those
it.
conversations, but yeah, typically, yeah. Number 2.
What?
What? Moving on.
We'll move on. I'm moving on. I want to move
Your
on. So I'm
decision
going
to
to move on.
Okay.
It's my decision. Everybody, we're going to move on. Number 2. Red flag or green flag? Ooh, big into conspiracy theories.
You got to tell me.
That's a red flag. That can be so dangerous if you go down those conspiracy theory freaking holes. I don't like it. No. So that's red flag for me. That can be actually dangerous. I don't know what your whole thing is over there that's making it seem like it's not. Are you saying it's a green flag?
Well, I'm saying I might be a little bit of a conspiracy nut.
You are?
Yeah. Depends on the conspiracy, but I love me a good conspiracy theory.
Okay, maybe you love hearing it and hearing how ridiculous some of them are, but you don't actually agree?
I'm probably the one that's standing out with the big sign yelling while I'm standing on the bucket talking about these conspiracy theories. That's probably
Are
me.
you a flat earther?
No, but see, remember what I said earlier. Depends on this conspiracy. Like, those guys, red flag. Come on, bro. It is not flat. That's a huge red flag. But there are some conspiracies that interest me.
That's an
Like the
interesting
chupacabra,
take.
probably real.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
We'll have to privately hear what your conspiracy theories are.
As long as if the conspiracy theories like the whole not landing on the moon, however, that's kind of gray. But definitely flat earthers, like, you belong in a different, like, that's not a red flag. That's like a red
They
nuclear
all
button
like
red flag.
connect to things though. Like they all think that like the whole world is a lie. So once you start going down one, you just spirals down to the next. So it's a dangerous game.
I've heard some crazy stuff that can sound very convincing on why the world is flat. I am not falling for it. It's not flat. How is the Earth the only flat planet? It's like sun is round, Mars is round, like Jupiter is round, Mercury is round, flat, and then all these other ones are round. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't know if flat earthers even believe that. I don't even know. I feel like flat earthers, that's a whole other episode of what they believe. There's craziness to it.
But there are some conspiracy theories out there that I definitely believe in, that have proven some pretty crazy facts. So, yes, but
proven some pretty crazy facts,
in my opinion. So that one can be a big green flag for me. So I definitely, I mean, you were like right off the bat.
No, it's a big red flag.
You don't think the chupacabra's out there?
First of all, I don't know much about the chupacabra to be discussing this, but I'm saying
you don't know about the chupacabra?
You can send me your videos and I'll let you know what I think.
Okay.
See, there's so many conspiracy theories.
Yeah, that one's real. Okay, so what about?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll go on.
I was trying to skip because you just kept asking.
All right, red flag or green flag plays a lot of video games.
Big green for me, baby. I would love a girl that plays video games a lot. I'm down with it. We play together. Like, that's my jam. I know it can be different for women, especially if you're not into it. But I think for any guy, I am going to speak up that if your woman is down to play video games and plays a lot of video games, big ass green flag for us. Like, we're going to throw a ring in your face probably.
Oh, wow. Okay. Maybe that's how I got engaged
Because you
because I
guys are
was
playing
playing
the cooking game.
Overcooked. Yeah, I started playing Overcooked and like
That's the
on that trip. Oh my god, the first trip that we played Overcooked, I got engaged to at the end of it.
Nintendo Switch. If you're hearing this, your
Oh my
Overcooked
god.
game created a proposal.
Big gamer over here because of it. Thank you. Um I think yeah, I don't mind playing if someone plays a lot of games. The only time I mind is if it you know, it has a negative effect on your personal life, your work life, things like that. If nothing is being affected negatively, then great, play all the video games you want. I don't
Listen,
care.
there's a lot of girls out there that are like, no, and I guess it depends on how much the guy plays.
Yeah.
But
I actually do know that. I know some friends that think that it's like very a very bad thing, and I don't really care.
yeah, but you're like just like so nice about everything. I like
Oh,
Alex
that's
is literally the
nice.
freest man I've ever seen in a relationship. I'm not even kidding. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, he's at pickleball. Oh, he's doing this. Oh, he's doing that. Oh, I'm like, this man has a free life. No wonder.
Yeah, he pretty much does whatever he wants.
That's great. But
But same,
so I was gonna
vice
say,
versa,
yeah, but you
same.
both are like that. I mean, guys, inspired to be like Abby and Alex in a relationship. They just like
Aw, that is so sweet.
do that and
That's
get
very
naked
nice.
cats. That's probably where the deal
That's
is. If you
the
can find a guy that will let you get a naked cat, then you're probably like so connected, anyways.
It's like the guy needs to let you have naked cats, but you need to let him play all the video games he wants. It's a great switch. It works out.
That's crazy. Nice.
All right. Next red flag or green flag if the person is always available.
This one is definitely going to be a little bit more of a red flag for me.
Is it?
And the way I'm taking available is not like if I need your help, you're available. I mean, like, if they're not doing anything ever or are busy with their lives or whatever, like they're just sitting around doing nothing all the time, like not being productive, like that's probably not what I would want. It's okay if you're working, you're doing all your stuff, but like if you're just constantly available for anything, I would like I feel like also if they're available, they're probably annoying you a little bit because they're so available. And I feel like that can cause a ripple. Listen, because I feel like I like my peace a little bit, right? Like I kind of like having some of my personal like time and freedom. And I feel if somebody's consistently available, that they are probably like always hitting
Okay.
you up and always trying to like talk or do this or whatever. I don't know. I that's how
I
I
don't
take it.
know if I think always available is a red flag.
I'm putting it in
I
red.
don't know.
You want somebody there
I well,
24/7.
you added like an extra factor if they're always hitting you up and being annoying. I'm like, well, yeah, if someone's always hitting me up and being annoying, that's a red flag. But the always available part,
I don't know. I feel like they coincide maybe a little bit, but I could be wrong.
what if it's a red flag if they're never available? Ooh, see,
That's not the
there's
question.
like, okay, I'm just saying you take it to
So
the
there's
other
got to be a
extreme,
middle.
but
There's got to be a middle for me.
there's for sure a middle. I'm not gonna give it a red flag though.
I know
I
somebody
would
who's
guess, so I guess
never
I'd have to give it a
available.
green flag. Who?
I'm literally having a conversation with that person.
I'm never available.
Do you feel like you're available? Listen, here's the best thing. I know you literally just looked at chat right now because you already know that those answers are going to come in and be like facts. Never available.
Okay. Here's the thing though. I feel like when someone asks me about like if I can hang out or something, it's usually like, "Hey, when can you hang out?" And then I'll give my available dates. But like I think that's just like everyone knows they're not gonna.
I feel like everybody's waving their friendship red flag at Abby right now.
No, no. The thing is I will always give dates that I'm available. So even if someone's like, "He can go to dinner on Saturday," I'll be like, "Oh shoot, I can't, but I can on Sunday," and then we'll like plan from there. I always give the an alternative. Like if
Yeah.
I can't do one, I'm like, but these are the dates that I can do. So that's kind of that's a half. If I were to be like, no, I'm not, that's annoying. That's a red flag. But I give my dates that I'm available.
Okay, that's personally like in-person availability. What about just trying to get like in touch with you available? Yeah, there's a smile. Okay, let's move on.
That's mean. That one hurt
What?
my feelings.
Listen, I'm kidding. Kinda.
I know. Here's the thing though too, is that it's like I swear my phone goes off 100 times a minute. And it's like, I feel like
Really?
if I have to respond to one, I have to respond to them all. So then I just respond to it all at the end of the day.
100 times a day?
Well,
You need a secretary,
I have a
apparently.
lot of group chats.
Oh, it's the group chats.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. Well, it's group chats, it's Instagram, it's
Listen,
texting.
I personally was just doing it because you said it. But again, I like that people are not available all the time. And you're never available, but you
Oh, see, it's a positive.
exactly, but you are available if I actually need something. But yes,
Yeah.
it just show I like that people aren't because they're busy, they're working. Other things are important to them. Like I'll get you on the schedule and I get you on the schedule. I live that life. It's like I got to squeeze people in. I can't just be readily available when people think I am. So I'm okay with it too. We're busy. I like it.
But here's how if I like wasn't responding, if you call me, I'll answer, or
Right.
if I don't answer, I'll text you right away and be like, "Hey, I'm so sorry, I can't talk," and then we'll answer. So if you just call me, I don't mind phone calls.
Yeah, I just Snapchat, Instagram, texting. I just go through.
I fell off the Snapchat thing. I gotta
I don't really
get
snap
back on
either,
that.
to be honest with you. I like watch people's stories, but I'm just there for my daily entertainment. Last one.
The last red flag, green flag of the day. Ooh, always has been in a relationship and has never really been single. I think that's a green flag. What do you think?
No, definitely not a green flag. Like when you gonna have time for yourself, like you probably rely on people more than anything, and that's like why you can't like individually find yourself because you need to be in a relationship with somebody else. So definitely a red flag if you're always in relationships and never single.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's like the
Is
cold
that
hard
me?
truth. You've been in a relationship all the time?
Well, I don't really know.
You never took some like single time for yourself?
I had some single time. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I had probably like here's what happened is I was in a relationship for 5 years, but I was young. I was like 16 to 21. And then I met Alex at 21, but we didn't get serious until like I guess 2 years later. So in those 2 years, we like always we always kept in touch and would go see each other and everything, but we weren't actually dating at the time. So I guess in those 2 years, that was like but does that count? But then now we've been together for
Yeah, I mean it's
freaking 6 years.
It's different. Like if you're like in this really long term relationship, like 6 years, 7 years, you guys are engaged. Like that's different. If you're like this thing of like dating somebody, right? And it's like somebody did like a year here, and then like 2 years, and then like 3 years, and then 2 years, and like the relationships necessarily weren't working out, but like in between.
We had to save that one.
What? What do you mean save it?
I'm just saying you saved yourself because you gave me. I was a red flag.
Oh no, yeah,
you're
being in the relationship a long one, but like if you are never taking a break in between relationships and there's like multiple, like I feel like you just need to be with somebody at that point. That's why you have like rebounds, all that stuff, right? And then like it doesn't work out because like people need. I get that, but if it's consistent, like you that's gonna be a red flag for me. Like you need to find yourself at some point, and you're obviously not finding yourself by being with people your entire life. So red flag.
I do think those 2 years in Vegas I really found myself.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, what does that mean?
I don't know. You just it's Vegas.
We're going on to the next. The next is a question for our audience. I'll let you ask this one.
So I added to this, guys, just to make things a little easier because we had to sit here and think forever, it would be hard. But the question is, if you could bring only 3 items with you and were stranded in a random place in the world, what would they be? And I thought about this because, I mean, it could be if it was the beach or like winter or somewhere, everything could be different. However, I'm not going to say where it is or, just somewhere. So we get 3 items. Here are the items that you can choose from. A fire starter kit, which includes waterproof matches, a light. This is stuff I added for us. A lighter and fire starter cubes, pretty much anything to keep you warm. First aid kit, essential for treating injuries and preventing infections in survival situation. A tarp or a space blanket, obviously creating shelter, providing shade, or signaling for rescue.
Very elaborate things.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, if we're going to get dropped off, these are probably the things that would be provided to us. Have you ever watched those survival shows where they drop them off in the winter and then whoever can make it the longest wins like $1 million? And they like...
Yeah, naked and afraid?
No, definitely not naked and afraid. Concept, yes. But this is like, they drop them off in like...
That's the type of show.
Yeah, okay, touche. So, yes. I mean, okay, we have our clothes. All right. Paracord, which is a versatile, strong, it's kind of like rope. A few people know what it is. It's used for building shelters, crafts, tools. Compact, lightweight cookware, easy enough. Emergency rations, so non-perishables, high-calorie food items to help sustain energy. Navigation tools like compass, duct tape, multi-purpose tool with a saw, and then insect repellent, and then a portable water like purification tablets or like those straws that you can like soak up water and it helps with that. So you get 3 of them.
So Rado made this list, and when I first saw the question, I didn't look at the list first, and I don't know if any of those things were on my list. I definitely had like my cats were the first thing that popped up in my head because why would I not live without my babies? Like,
wow.
What is the point of life?
You can have your cats, but now you only get 2 things. I'll tell you if that's what you want. You want to take them little unhairy fur balls? 2 items.
Can I have a hammock? I want to lay in a hammock. I think that would be nice with my cats in a hammock. That's my second item. And then my third item would be the water thing because I'm a snob when it comes to water. So I want good water. Oh, wait, I actually do need 4 things. I want the water thing, and then I want the insect repellent because I hate bugs. So I want my cat in a hammock with the insect repellent and my water. That's what I want.
You'll be there for 8 hours. That's it.
What do you want?
I want to survive. Like, we're on this.
Well, what are you going to pick from this list? My cats and I will do just fine.
Yeah, until you starve and you have to eat them.
I'm just going to sleep the whole time. I will provide for those little babies. They'll eat better than I will.
No, you do realize the question, right? Like, we're not staying at a resort or anything. Like, you don't even know where food is.
Oh, yeah. Shoot. Wait.
I mean, you can bring the cats.
Can
I mean,
Alex
at least
come?
I'll have food. Yeah, I mean, bring Alex. What is Alex bringing?
I'll bring Alex. Alex can be his own person, and he can bring the things that he thinks that are needed. But those are the 4 things I need.
Wow. Thank God you have Alex because you would not survive.
What are you bringing?
First of all, I'm not going on this trip anymore with you. It's not going to happen.
That is rude. It would be so fun.
I mean, I would probably at some point have to eat your cats if I couldn't find food. So
Oh my God, you can't say that. You can't even joke about that. Those are my
I
angels.
don't know. I definitely feel like, yeah, I'm not going on this trip. But if I was, I think what I would bring, honestly, is probably the water stuff, just because you don't know
Mm-hmm.
like where you're going to end up. If it was in the mountains, you wouldn't even really need it. The springs and stuff would kind of clear it up. But anywhere else, so I'd have to have it just to be sure. And then I would probably bring the paracord, and then I would have to bring like the multi-purpose tool to saw. The emergency rations, you're going to run out of that one way or another if you can't find food, and then you're out. Can't reuse it. First aid kit, I'll probably find something. The blanket and tarp and stuff would be cool. I can figure out a way to make shelter without it. Cookware, don't care.
You're saying a lot of things now.
I'm talking about things I'm not bringing.
But
So those are my three things: the
oh,
water
okay.
thing,
Water,
um,
paracord.
paracord, and the saw. I think is what I would have.
You don't want a hammock?
It's not on the list. I can make a hammock. You see, the things that you're bringing aren't on the list, so
I didn't know we had to stick to the list. I thought it was just like a guide.
like a suggestion.
Yeah.
Sure, it's a suggestion. You bring the cats and your hammock, and what else was it? The water thing.
Oh yeah, I want nice water.
Okay, and Alex. So four things.
Well, and then no, well, Alex is going to be his own person on this little journey as well, and he'll bring whatever he thinks we need from this list. I would suggest, I guess, a first aid kit. Oh, and a fire starter.
And what would be his third item?
The food.
Okay, that's our show, guys.
That way we don't have to worry about the cats not eating. They can have food and a fire to keep warm.
The food will run out eventually.
And a first aid kit if they get a scratch.
Oh, so you're literally thinking about the things you're going to bring to help the cats, not yourselves.
What else is more important than my babies? I don't understand. What is the point of me being their mom if I can't take care of them? All right,
I'm
guys.
so glad.
I think Rado's done with me. I don't think he wants to talk anymore.
I'm so
I think
glad
this is the end of our
that I'm not going on this
conversation, our podcast. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for having patience with Rado. I know it's hard sometimes, but we get through it.
Well,
we love him. We love all of you.
and we'll see you next week.